Hey guys, and welcome back to the Central Buzz News. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, and our current time right now is 8:55 a.m. So I'm going to show you what that looks like on the clock. So this is another one of our tricky hand times because that hour hand looks like it's pointing to the 9, but that's because in 5 minutes it is going to be 9 o'clock. So remember the rule that if the hour hand is not on or past, it still belongs to the hour before. So it still belongs to the 8 because it's not all the way on the 9. So that is 8:55, our 55 mark up here, because again, when I move this hand, it's going to be 9 o'clock. And by then, you'll see our hour hand is pointing perfectly at the 9. So that is 9 o'clock, 8:55. And there is what it looks like written for you. Alright, so I'm going to get right into our On This Day in History. So I thought this was pretty cool. So today in history on April 23rd, but in 1985, the Coca-Cola Company announced it had changed its original formula. So the formula that for Coca-Cola that had been around forever was changed on that day, but 6 months later they end up changing it back to the original. So that's just an interesting fact for On This Day in History. And I actually found an interesting fact for today that goes right along with that. So in 1982, Diet Coke was invented. So Diet Coke wasn't actually always around as long as Coca-Cola. So in 1982, that's when the Diet Coke came to be a thing. And our second interesting fact for today has to do with writing. And it is that I am is the shortest complete sentence in the English language. So the shortest sentence that you can ever have that's complete in an actual sentence is I am. Because technically you have the person, so we know who you're talking about, and we have the action, you are. We don't know exactly what you're doing, but it works for a sentence by itself. So those are our interesting facts for today. And we actually have a special guest today, but before I introduce him, I'm going to do our math concept really quickly today. So instead of a word problem, we're just going to look at ways to use what we know to solve bigger equations. So, for example, if I look over here at 2 plus 5, I'm going to give you just a second. What is 2 plus 5? All right, I hope that you were saying 7. So if 2 plus 5 is 7, that helps me because if I know that, then I know that 20 plus 50 is actually 70. So using those small facts can help me solve the bigger problems. So if I move on to the second one, 7 plus 3 is, and I hope you were saying 10. So 7 plus 3 is 10, so 70 plus 30 is actually 100. And this works the same way with multiplication. So if I look at 2 times 6, I know when we're talking about multiplication that means I am adding 6 2 times, or I'm adding 2 6 times. It gets me 12. When I start working on my bigger facts, 2 times 60, if 2 times 6 is 12, then 2 times 60 is actually 120. When you look at the numbers, you can see the relationship that they have there. And then we have 5 times 4. So 5 times 4 is 20, which means 5 times 40 is actually 200. So I did those super quick just because I knew my smaller facts. So this is just a reminder to use those smaller math facts that you know to help solve bigger problems. So now that we're done with our math concept, I'm going to get ready to introduce our special guest for today. He is a student at Lincoln Charter, and he is going to share a very special project that he did with us to give us some facts, and then we're going to show you a craft that you can do at home. So our guest today is Cooper. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with us today. So you're going to share with us 3 facts about Vikings. Okay, go ahead. Tell us what you got.
Poor Vikings wear cloth armor, and rich Vikings wear metal armor.
Ooh, I did not know that. So poor Vikings wear cloth armor?
Yeah.
Now, isn't that kind of dangerous?
Yes.
So,
but it still defends them.
Okay.
Like against let's say the enemy had stone weapons.
Okay. So
it
I guess
won't
that could
really
work.
hurt, but it would still hurt.
Gotcha. Okay.
My second fact is Viking helmets did not have horns.
Huh. Now, I always picture Viking helmets with big horns. So,
They did.
No
They
horns.
no horns.
I wonder why people started that.
I don't know either.
Mm.
Vikings give kittens to their new brides.
So, like their wives?
Yeah.
They give them kittens.
Yeah.
When they get married?
Yeah.
As a wedding present?
Yeah.
Huh. That's really cool. Huh. So those are 3 interesting facts about Vikings. That's really cool. And so he also has some props he's going to show us about his topic.
Yeah.
So explain to us what this is right here.
Okay, this is a Viking shield, and what we gathered as data, we got red and white is the most popular, and black and red.
Okay, so their shields were those colors mostly?
Mostly.
Awesome.
There's one of different types of shields, but I only made one.
Okay.
See, I can also...
Cool, and you hold it from the back. Awesome. So that would protect from, like, arrows or...
Yeah, like all types of stuff.
Okay, cool. Like that.
And I got one more thing.
Okay. Oh, awesome. So tell us about this.
So this right here is the shields.
Okay.
Right here, both shields. This is the armor, you can see.
Oh. Okay, and is
The
there
armor.
cloth armor on one side?
Yeah, that's close.
And that's metal.
That's like a rich person
Okay.
right here.
Gotcha.
And this is the poor. You can see here and better.
Oh, okay. So you can see that.
Poor.
So we've got the poor
And the rich.
and the rich armor. Okay. So I guess it's
This
just
is-
cheaper to make cloth armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is some of the weapons they used. They used swords, axe, and maces. I can't remember fully what it's called, but and a battle axe.
Okay. Cool.
And they had 2 of these swords. Both these swords are real.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's always nice to have a visual for our topic. So now what Cooper and I are going to do is we are going to show you a Viking craft that you can do at home.
Yeah.
So, you're actually, okay, so what is the thing that Vikings travel on a lot?
Boats.
Boats.
Or if they're going in a war, they would use long ships.
Okay.
They can go faster, but they're more skinnier.
Okay.
And they can
So,
go fast if they're just going to, like, fish. They get, like, normal, like, rowboats.
okay, cool. So since Vikings are known for using boats, we're going to show you how to make a boat, and then you can actually float it in your bathtub or in the sink, and you can have competitions because we're going to race our boats and see who wins. So I've already made my boat, so I'm going to help Cooper make his boat. So we're going to adjust our camera here so that you can see what we're doing. But these are the things you're going to need. You're going to need a sponge. You're going to need a popsicle stick, a index card, and scissors. And then you will also need duct tape or some type of tape. At the school starting tomorrow, so starting on Thursday, today, there will be a bucket outside of the school at Bessemer City Central. If you're interested in this craft, you can go there and you can actually get a baggie to take home with you. It will have everything you need in it except for the tape. So you will just use any kind of tape that you have for that. And so you can pick that up from the school starting today, Thursday, to pick up at the school if you're interested in this craft. So now that we've showed you what you need, I'm going to adjust this down. So you're going to need a grown-up to help you with the scissors part. So with our scissors, we're just going to go to the center of this and we're going to make a hole, a slit. We don't want to make it really big because we want it to hold our popsicle stick tight in there. So we've got the hole there. And the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to tape up our mast. So I'm going to let Cooper do that. I'm going to get him some tape. And we're going to try to cover the entire mast with this tape. So we're going to start. You can put it on the edge up there or hold that for me. Yep. And then you want to smooth that out. And then we're going to, turn it over. I'm going to pull that down. And then, yep. And then I'm going to cut this, and we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to start up at the top, and then we're going to turn it over, or however you want to do it. You could do it one side at a time.
Yeah.
However you prefer to try it. And then if you want to fold, yeah, let's tape that down a little bit. Okay, this next part, you're also going to need a grown-up for. So, you have your mast here, but you're going to need 2 holes to be able to put the popsicle stick through. So, when you have a grown-up, I just try to pinch the top, and I'm just going to make a little tiny slit in here. It's kind of hard because the tape is kind of thick. That's why you definitely need a grown-up or somebody who can use the scissors safely for you. And when you cut that little slit, you're going to get a hole. And then I'm going to go down to the bottom, and you can see I'm actually using my duct tape line right here to just keep it even. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to pinch it again, and I'm pinching it long ways actually so I can get a sideways hole, just like that. And now we're going to put the popsicle stick in. I think probably if you want to start at the top hole and then take it down to the bottom, he's going to show you how to stick that in there. Yep, just like that.
So,
just like that. And now I'm going to let you stick it down into there and see if it'll stick.
Make sure it's careful.
There we go. Yep. So now we have our mast, and this duct tape is going to help weigh this index card down to help it float better. So next, we're going to take you into our test area. We're going to test float our boats, and we are going to see whose boat makes it faster across the bathtub.
Yeah.
So for now, we'll see you again in just a few minutes for our test. All right, guys, so we're here in our test space. We have our boats. We're ready. We filled our bathtub up. Make sure you ask for permission before you fill up any water to do this in. But we're both going to start over here at the end, and we're just going to push them and see which one hits the other side of the bathtub first. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but when you're making your mast, feel free to decorate it. If you have permanent markers or stickers, you could definitely decorate your mast. Especially if you're competing against someone else, you might want to put your name on it. So that's just something that you could do. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and sit these down here. And now we're going to see if we can see. Okay, all right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh man, I'm slow. Looks like yours is gonna make it farther than mine. Okay, let's try. Oh yeah, yours is way beating mine. All right, let's try again. Oh gosh.
Take my head off.
There you go.
Yes.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
We'll make it.
Oh, they're going backwards.
Oh no.
All right, so one thing I have just discovered with this is when you are pushing your boat, make sure that you are pushing it kind of down into the water. Let's see if I can show you. If you can push it down into the water like this and then push, it will go a little bit farther. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, if you're interested in making your own boats, you can pick this up in a baggie outside the school. It will have 2 in there in case you have a brother or sister or someone that you want to do this with. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you to our guests for joining us. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.